Reverend Sharpton, your reaction to what the Attorney General had to say and what's unfolded tonight in Louisville?
Well, my reaction is that certainly it is not surprising, but it is still alarming to see that a grand jury, and grand juries usually are totally framed by what the prosecutor puts before it, because that's the only lawyer in the room, to come back and say that we will charge an officer for all of the violence that he did cause and the danger he caused for those surrounding an area or an apartment, that we kill someone, but we will not charge him with killing someone, shows an outrageous and unbelievable kind of justification for doing nothing around the death of Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor was not even mentioned in the indictment. If anyone wants to know why we are saying Black lives should matter, they are clearly saying in Louisville today, it did not matter. For that Attorney General to even attack those of us that supported the family at the family's request, saying that the celebrities and the influencers and the activists are not welcomed into Kentucky or should not be there to give their views, when we're welcome there to watch horses run around the track for the Louisville, Kentucky Derby, but we're not welcome there to stand up for the life and value and worth of a Black woman whose only actions that night is she went to bed in her own home, committing no crime, involved in no criminal activity. That's why we continue to march. That's why we should vote. And we should use the fact that we can vote in November, even in Kentucky, even though we couldn't vote in the grand jury. We ought to send Mitch McConnell into retirement as a deposit on the justice we want for the Breonna Taylors of Kentucky.
Yeah, I want to let the audience hear what you were just referring to. The Kentucky Attorney General, who is a Republican, talked today about activists from out of state who don't live in Kentucky, as if they have no right to talk about this. Let's listen to that.
There will be celebrities, influencers, and activists who, having never lived in Kentucky, will try to tell us how to feel, suggesting they understand the facts of this case and that they know our community and the Commonwealth better than we do. But they don't. Let's not give in to their attempts to influence our thinking or capture our emotions.
It sounds like he was talking about you.
Talking about me and many others, and many that are right there on the ground from out of state. But let me remind people that all of the activities of me and others, Attorney Ben Crump, was at the invitation of the family who wanted justice. And it's an old playbook calling people outside agitators. Martin Luther King Jr. and John Lewis, people far greater than us, were called that. That will not in any way stop a movement that's going on all over this country. And the way to deal with this is we must permanently change the laws. And one way to do that is to change the lawmakers. We must turn our pain into power and vote in November, but we must continue to nonviolently march to keep these issues alive. Breonna Taylor mattered, her life matters, and we don't have to be a citizen of Louisville to say that. And many citizens in Louisville are saying that as well.
And just last week, the right thing did happen on the civil case, which the city settled with the family for $12 million. And that settlement never would have happened without you and others bringing national attention to this case.
Well, absolutely. And why would you settle for that record amount of money if there was no wrong that had been done? And one of the reasons that we marched by the tens of thousands in Washington just 3 weeks ago, and Breonna Taylor's mother spoke at that march, is because we clearly need this George Floyd Policing and Justice Act passed by the Senate, that's passed by the House, that would also make it where officers, if they commit a crime, are subject to the lawsuits and personally have to deal with it. Taxpayers keep paying for what individual officers do and are not held accountable for. We need to change the laws by changing the lawmakers.